Malevolent Movies presents The Hunt for Bad October. Ryan has selected 2019's Ouija's Halloween Night.
Yeah, I think as if everybody is situated and has their snacks and what they need, then
I'm all set
to kick
here.
this off.
All right, I'm gonna press go in 3, 2, 1. Go, Ryan.
All right, hey everybody, welcome to Malevolent Movies, the podcast, and this is the final episode of the Hunt for Bad October 2021. It is a very special episode on top of that because it is my movie pick and it is also my curse. And my curse, I don't know, Trevor, because you seem to remember them.
I'm the lore keeper. Yes, I typed all this shit out during our first episode. Your keywords were little creatures and masked killer. Okay, sure, we'll talk about that, I'm sure. Your curse was the bane of depletion. The episode cannot exceed the length of the film, which is one of the shorter movies we've picked. So, boys, let's get right to it, I would say.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to shut up.
It is a 1 hour and 15-minute movie, and the clock is already ticking.
Yes.
But before I dive in 100%, I do want to explain real quickly my keywords. Yes, I had little monsters. Yes, I had masked killer. And I will say that is a genre mashup that has yet to be breached. I could not, other than Nightbreed, than the movie Nightbreed, which of course is too big a movie for the contest.
Right.
I could not find any movie that had, other than anthologies, and I didn't touch those because Joe had anthology. So there might be an anthology that has a mass killer episode and a little monster episode. But as far as an actual movie, single story with a masked killer and little monsters, I found nothing. So I decided I was going to focus on what's more fun, I think, of the two, or something we haven't, covered as much on Malevolent Movies, and that was a Little Monsters movie.
Yeah. I mean, you can just eat the 10 points. That's not too bad.
Yeah. And there were some killer masks in the movie.
Yes. And I'm glad you brought
want to twist it that way.
You've been tiptoeing around this all October, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the grift. As somebody who helped cook up what the fuck we call him?
Saint Summer. What do you mean? What we call him? We
I'm
grew up
sorry.
with Saint Summer.
I'm
sorry.
many classic.
Many memories of bouncing up and down on Saint Summer's knee at the mall. Everyone
At the
knows
pool
him.
party. Yeah, the mall pool party. Thank you, sir. Cover my ass.
The little festive summer gnomes. You would give your list of the summer gnomes.
We all remember.
Well, speaking of gnomes, this movie has a lot of little monsters, but I will say if I can try and defend also the masked killer, the description says the movie has to have a masked killer. It doesn't say that the masked killer is the villain of the movie or that the masked killer is even really a killer. But there is a guy in the party wearing a mask and he has a chainsaw. He's portraying some sort of masked killer. He's got like a pig mask and a chainsaw. There is a masked killer in the movie.
And there's Blade and Pinhead from Puppet Master. They got their little full moon plugs in.
Yes. My thing cut out, but I heard you, Joe. We also, because this is a full moon movie, there's a lot of little full moon Easter eggs, which I'll touch on as we get there. But and the second point of business before we dive in proper, got to keep thinking of Roddy. We got to save him. We only have an hour and probably 10 minutes. Joe, because this is a weed movie, Joe's high right now or getting there because I see him puffing on his thing. And what are the 2 food items that your munchies have
Joe,
required of you? Yeah, he's been
just
puffing
a
puffing
little
on
bit.
his vape.
That's fine. Here, I'll go with
You have 2 weird food items for your munchies. What are they?
I got an artisanal. This is a. So I got salami, I got American cheese, and I got this bread with grains in it. I don't know what they are. I don't know how healthy it is.
Fancy pants bread, Joe.
Spoken like someone who's never eaten a grain before.
No, it's just some kind of grain. I don't know.
And then look at what I got. I got leftover from IHOP. So these are. So this is whipped cream, chocolate chips, chocolate sauce with chocolate pancakes with chocolate chunks in them, and they are a little bit wet. They're from yesterday. I think the whipped cream kind of disappeared.
And he's gonna eat them
refrigerate those,
live.
Joe?
Huh?
Have those been underneath your bed, or did you refrigerate those?
I put them in the fridge.
I saw him. We all saw him. Tyler's probably got it recorded. He did pull it out of the fridge. The fridge is right behind his chair.
Thank God.
And I have a question for the gang here.
I don't know if that fridge is cold, but
No, it's not even plugged in.
That's hot.
Would you consider pancakes a leftover type of food, or do you just
No.
go ahead when they go in the can, right?
I mean, typically Joe does have a particularly, I don't know, special
A
occasion
loose
adjacent.
definition of
Well,
leftovers.
these aren't just some. These aren't the 2 flapjacks you didn't finish at your sampler meal at Cracker Barrel. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Problem
Problem
like
for
a
me is
whole
that they
big item.
are, even though
No,
they are,
I
like,
wouldn't do
think,
this.
Well, I think that a pancake is a leftover food if it's not covered in something wet, because the problem is those are going to be squishy. Those are going to be like, you're going to be able to drink those, Joe.
Yeah,
Yes.
you eat those cold? Are you gonna microwave?
Cold, yeah, nice and cold. I like my food cold.
That's a negative for me. I'm not digging into those.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I got some of my cousin's beef jerky. I got some Buckley bites.
Yeah.
Put the Buckley bites on the pancakes.
Oh, these are
Yes.
hot. These are real hot.
Oh God, that's a whole thing we're going to get into. We can't do it on this episode, but Joe Buckley has a relative that has a fucking beef jerky company, and it's
That's
blowing my
fine.
mind. And we
David,
kind of got
it's
lost
gonna
in
be
the
a-
mix of the last month.
It's gonna be
But
a
that's
great.
something we got to cover. And
It's gonna
eat.
be a great episode of The Man with No Brain. We just
Yeah,
passed the
that's
5-minute mark. If we want to,
Okay.
We're doing great.
let's
All
get
right, we
rolling
gotta-
here.
We got to worry about Roddy. This is
Save
This
Roddy.
is Roddy's last chance.
Yes.
This is the last episode of the
I
series.
swear to God, if he dies because we're too into Joe's fucking food,
Well, it's fitting.
I mean, it's fine. That's a no. Roddy would understand.
Yeah,
Ryan,
Joe's
fine
just
with it.
casually chewing away over there.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
just want
So
to
yes,
get a bite in, fellas.
All right.
I don't even think I've seen said the title of the movie, but the
I don't
movie
think you
is
have.
from 2019. It is a Full Moon Pictures release, part of Charles Band's Deadly 10, where he was doing these 10 low budget movies, which is supposed to have a subspecies sequel involved in at some point, which I'm super excited about if that happens. But the movie I chose is Weed G's Halloween Night. Weed G's Halloween Night.
Get it? Yeah. Keep
Weed
up.
is
Lily.
twice in the title, and the title only has 3 words in it.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of movie. It's gonna be that kind of movie.
This is that kid in high school that no one liked because they wore weed pants. They came to school talking about how much weed they smoked over the weekend.
Yeah, because
They're
their
what Joe
cousin
has
came home. Their cousin came home at Christmas
and
and,
they
got high.
never had some to share.
and
Never
they got
shared.
they got a
Exactly.
contact eye and they won't shut the fuck up about it. Yep.
All
It's
right.
those
That way-
kids.
I would like for the sequel for the evil bong to get into this. You know, maybe the kids find the
imagine-
evil bong
You know
somewhere.
crossover's happening.
You know, it's Full Moon, man.
It's inevitable.
You know, at some point, if it hasn't already happened in some way. I mean, this movie itself could be a crossover from something else. I don't really know. This might be for the more in-depth, Full Moon fans of the recent stuff. This may have a bunch of crossover stuff, but
Ryan, I want you to know
I
I'm
don't
so happy you picked up Full Moon movie. Dude, as soon as I
Yeah.
saw Full Moon and Charles Band cross that screen,
Yep.
I knew he had some crazy little monsters doing crazy little monster shit, and I'm
Yep.
all in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, it's
I,
not Halloween, so it's perfect.
Yeah, oh my gosh, a bonus.
Yeah, final wrap up.
Yeah, it was nice to have an explicitly Halloween movie for once because I don't think we have this year. Last year we did.
Not this. Last year we had Doll Factory, which I think would pair well with this movie.
Oh,
We ever did
yeah.
Malevolent movie pairings.
Two great
Uh,
tastes. That's a good Malevolent Movies double bill right there.
Yeah, yeah. But okay, here we go. Ouija's Halloween Night. We open on Halloween 1978 inside a very Myers house looking home on Halloween. We cut to inside where a paranoid looking hippie in a room decorated with various blacklight posters and other types of psychedelic decor is looking frantically around the room as both we and the audience hear these little growling sort of jibber jabber noises, little monster noises. We then see the source of the noise is indeed a small life form. Yeah, and at one point he goes, nah, 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 nah.
I love
So
these
you knew
guys.
right away, you're getting Gremlins light, Munchies light.
They're the dog.
All right, so then we see the source of the noise. It is indeed a small life form that is writhing under some covers on the bed. We see a small green claw-like hand protrude out from under the covers. The hippie then dives on top of it and wrestles with it. He lifts it up along with the blanket and continues to battle it into the next room. He's kind of just, you've seen it before. The guy just wrestling by himself with a something under a
Puppet,
cover.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. that's what I want from Ouija.
Yeah, that's where you're coming for.
He goes into another room, still battling the little creature. There are candles lit, and a strange-looking game board is on the pool table. The hippie then slams the small creature, still partially obscured by the blanket, onto the board. He punches it, and it disappears into the board. We get an insert shot of a symbol on the board. It's a little picture of a skull with a mohawk. It rises up, turns around, and then goes back down into the board. What could it possibly mean? At that moment, a woman enters the room. She appears to be wearing some sort of costume. She's got some light skull makeup, a top hat, black corset, and black pants. This is the Baroness. The hippie is confused. He says, I did it. They're all gone. He did it by midnight. Baroness asks, are you sure about that? And then we get a shot of a small green female creature, buxom little creature, also wearing a corset.
Well, okay. Quick question for you guys, fellas. Who would you rather do, this one or the female gremlin?
Well, this one looks a lot like
Ryan.
That's what I knew. This one looks a lot like the female gremlin. The female gremlin is a much better constructed puppet. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
I will echo Mr. Ziegler.
100%.
But there's absolute similarities.
This one also is has the back end of a snake. So
yes,
probably get creative with
that. Yeah, and her name's Goblin. We might as well just get it right out. Her name is Goblin.
Lord.
And the previous creature that the guy was fighting will come back as well, and that was what the hell? I've already forgot. Gravestoned. Gravestoned was the first creature that was battled. They will all return. There's only 4 Ouijas.
Yeah.
So the Baroness. Okay. So we see the little creature. Baroness tells the hippie that time is up, and then the hippie is sucked into the game board as a symbol appears on the board of a wolf. And we get the opening credits that feel like home. It's a full moon movie. We got Richard Band, Charles Brand's brother, who did a lot of the music on those classic Empire and full moon movies, does the theme music, and it's wonderful. It just gets you in the spirit of Ouija's. The opening credits end, and we are treated to various drone shots of Las Vegas, looking very beautiful and bright and colorful. And then we get a title card that says Halloween Night, the present. We got to a hotel, and we are introduced to our 3 leading ladies, Madison, Dallas, and Frankie. The 3 ladies are they're going to be later that night, hosting a party at the hotel with the idea of raising enough money for their tuition. So people are going to buy tickets to come into the party, and they're trying to raise some cash. This hotel is gorgeous. I don't know if there's much decor done to the hotel at the time, but it's an incredible set. If that's a real hotel in Las Vegas, I would love to visit it. But the problem is they haven't sold a lot of tickets. They've been putting up flyers. They've been going online. They've been trying to spread the word. But as of that moment, they only had sold 2 tickets. And they're very distraught that this party is going to be a bust. But they are soon joined by their nerdy science pal, Claude, who has an obvious crush on Dallas. Claude is kind of their ace in the hole because he has invented a powerful strain of weed. And he presents to the ladies a single bright green bud that he calls the Golden Nug. This nug will be the end prize of a scavenger hunt that the party guests will embark on. He asks that his payment simply be that he be invited to the party. They all agree and begin decorating the hotel, and we get a delightful montage of the preparation, fairly wholesome montage of the preparation.
I loved it.
It felt like Disney Channel,
Yeah, they got all their Walmart Halloween decorations, kind of spread them around this nice environment, and then boom, Halloween party.
Nice, this kind of Halloween town kind of music, or something you'd see out of Hocus Pocus.
It felt very like Disney.
Yeah,
yes, like 100%. The Halloween town music is a big part for me, where I couldn't. I turned to Maddie and I was like, I can't believe how much this feels like a Disney, because then the effects come in, everything comes in, and it straight up feels like a Disney Channel original. It might be.
It was at this point, and I'm serious, fellas, that I was thinking about inviting my kids into the room. I'm like, hey, maybe you guys can enjoy Ouija's too. But then I forgot this movie's called Ouija's Halloween Night.
Because it feels like they went to freemusicarchive.com, typed in Halloween, and then they just took the first 3 Halloween songs they found on there. And they were like, that's fine. It'll whatever. And then those songs play for the rest of the movie.
Yeah. We get this montage. There's plenty of Easter eggs for fans of Full Moon. Like I said, at one point, there's a big poster of Radu, the main vampire from the Subspecies series, which I've said again is one of my favorite series of movies. After marveling at their decorations, the gang then heads off to get their costumes on. What is our time check, Trevor? Because that's the end of my first set.
We are at
About 10 minutes.
we have 1 hour left. Exactly.
Okay. All right. All right.
Oh,
We're
I'm
doing
sorry,
it.
1 hour and 30 seconds now.
Hey, we're
Okay.
doing all right.
Yeah, not bad.
So I believe that's up to me then.
ooh.
Correct.
So we get to the next scene. We get Claude close up, and he is a vampire. He's very proud. He's kind of trying out the bleh. What would you call? Is there a word when he pulls the cloak over his mouth? I don't know. There's
just
gotta
the-
be
He's just
I
trying to
don't
do
know.
the Bela Lugosi, the Hungarian
Yeah.
accent that Bela Lugosi just naturally had that then is considered like what Dracula must have sounded like, even though it was just Bela Lugosi's normal voice.
So he's trying it out, and he looks pretty good. Honestly, he looks better than any vampire I've ever seen at a costume party. And he's trying that out when all of a sudden the ladies creep up and spook him, and they really get him good. He is screaming. He's scared.
He almost pees.
He almost pees. They're circling him like sharks for the rest of the scene for some reason. And so we've got the costumes, right? We've got a witch. I believe she's supposed to be a witch, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's the witch, there's a mummy, and then there's another vampire, although she has taken the a much more cleavagey route than Claude has. And he
I
makes
wish
note
Claude
very
was also
quickly.
a sexy vampire.
I'm saying equal
He's a
right.
sexy vampire. Look
He
at
looks
him.
good. Yeah, he looks
He
good.
looks all right. And so he,
I wish he had his balls hanging out too, Joe.
yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Someone said it. Split him right down the middle.
Yeah.
Not the
Joe,
ball
Joe,
cleavage.
Assless cloak.
Straight up
It's a
on
nice
his-
assless cloak.
Oh Jesus.
There you
Good,
go.
Joe.
That's good.
Oh, thank you.
So he's talking to the ladies. He's like, "Hey, I have made some note cards. You know, the clues to find the
Yeah.
nug."
Oh,
And
yeah,
they-
it's like a scavenger
For the
hunt.
scavenger hunt. Yeah.
And they start to berate the hell out of him. You fucking nerd. And it's like, I was so sad for Claude because they're like, "Hey, can you make these note cards for our scavenger hunt?" He's like, "Hey guys, made the note cards." Fuck you, Claude, you idiot.
You fucking dork. Like, what the hell? Okay.
Jesus.
I don't know what that. I don't know what that's
I like
like.
Claude, man. He's a
Rating a
straight
friend.
shooter.
Yeah.
He put a lot of time into his vampire costume. He made
Yes.
them the special weed. He put together the scavenger hunt, and
Yeah,
he put
he
himself together
grew-
too.
He grew a strain of weed for your party. That is like months, if not years, of trial and error, of agricultural know-how.
Yeah.
The long play on Dallas.
And he's giving it away. I mean, granted, there is money involved, but it's like he's giving away this weed for their party. Which, how good is this strain? There's new strains every day. This strain must be the bomb for this many people.
Well, he says it's the strongest one ever. Like, he should
You'll
be going
fly.
to
I guess
big weed. I don't know.
Yeah,
He
a
also
weed
didn't
company,
try
I'm
it
sure.
out though.
that's true.
That is true. Yeah,
didn't
he
smoke
hasn't
it
tried
himself.
it out. So
Yeah, well.
nobody's tried it. So there's the mystery behind. Is
It
the
might
golden
smell
nug-
like pig shit. We don't know yet. That's
Yeah.
really the real test of the strains.
Yeah, most people care how weed smells. That's why they smoke
Yeah,
it.
because it's known to be such a bouquet of delicious notes.
That's why the
Oh,
first
yeah,
three
Joe,
letters
nice.
in potpourri are POT. So,
That's right.
moving on, they're circling him like a shark. He notices that Dallas is a shark. What do you call it
Is
as
a
well?
shark.
There's a shark. Notices she's also a vampire, and he's like, and she's like, "Yeah, dream on, pal." And then they realize they're like, "Oh, wait a minute, guests were supposed to be here a while ago." Like,
Oh,
Hey, where's all
then-
the people at?
yeah, hold on, this party's getting pretty stale.
Hey, wait a minute.
And then right on cue, the doorbell
They
rings.
put out an email blast. Zach.
Give me
That's
a
a good
blast.
point. And we find out later they did drop tons of flyers all over the place.
That's true.
So the doorbell rings, they run to open it, and people flood in and they're screaming. One of them, the mummy's like, "Hey, gotta trust the miracle." Frankie says, "Gotta trust the miracle," whatever that means. And our very colorful party goers enter the room. We get some costumes that are going to be featured heavily throughout the rest of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
There's a man baby and a nurse,
Mm-hmm.
a sexy nurse, sorry. There is a man with a snake that looks like his dick, and whenever he lifts up to play the flute, the snake comes up too.
Yeah, I did like that guy. He had a good
That's a
grip.
good one.
Yeah,
that was a great costume. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
If I was at a sort of party or anything and I saw
It's
that,
like-
I would applaud that.
Yeah.
yes,
Because
Uh,
it's filthy, it's stupid, but it took some ingenuity to come
Yeah.
up with how to make it work. And it
He's-
works.
He's usually hanging out with a guy in the cage, too.
Yes.
Yeah, with another great suit
Yeah.
Yes.
costume.
We also get some generic punk rockers, a sexy wolf cop,
Oh, of course.
some mimes, which I absolutely love throughout the movie.
Yeah.
A hot dog and a bun couple costume, very progressive, a gay couple. And our mummy does say, I'm going to need a bigger sarcophagus. You know what I'm saying? Which I didn't. Is she going to sleep with everyone? Because you notice very early, the men who come to this party are kind of fuck ugly. Like, compared to the ladies.
Claude's the pick of the litter, man.
They're poo-pooing Vampire Boy, but he's a hunk in this flick.
Yes.
Compared to everybody else, yes, 100%.
He looks like Drake Bell in a good way.
In a not creepy way.
Yeah.
Not in a sex offender way, like the modern Bell.
Yeah, 2008 Josh Bell or Drake Bell. Josh Bell. Anyway, listen. They party.
Mummies,
they dance for like 10 fucking solid minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. I think that Cleopatra / the mummy with her, I need a bigger sarcophagus. I took it as that she was referencing that how much money they were raking in with all the people in the party. She was stashing cash in her costume.
That makes way more sense. Because there's not exactly look, we're all better looking than majority of the men who show up to this party. I would actually say we're all better looking than
I'm a catch in a weed party.
Yes,
Joe, Tyler and I have witnessed it. There's a handsome man underneath that haircut and those glasses. We've seen it in Social Kitchen that night many moons ago. That's probably a bad thing. That's probably racially insensitive. A long time ago, when we were filming Butcher the Bakers.
Yeah, maybe I just need contacts.
That's what I listen. Maybe
your hair needs to not be brushed right down in front of your eyes.
Oh, the bowl shape.
Listen, that sounds like a great Man with No Brain episode. We only got 53 minutes.
All right. So
and Cool Duder's about to show up,
which is good because there's 10 minutes of dancing.
Sean gets his little bit tongue-in-cheek bit as well.
Yes,
fresh off. Not fresh because it's been about 10 years and 400 pounds ago, but off of Ghostquake last week's episode. He's a much changed man.
Very much. So we see him. In the montage, I saw a Ginger Dead Man. Is that one of their movies?
Yeah, yes. Yeah. The Puppet Master. Some of the Puppet Master characters are in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to dance with Dallas. Everyone's trying to get some, and we do see Sean C. Phillips interviewing a woman named Misty Mason. I don't know if she's a porn star. I didn't look it up, but he says, "I have to ask you a serious question. Have you ever been nude online?" And she says, "Maybe." And is that
okay? I'll do some research after this.
Yeah, my Lord. Yes, she has.
This movie's full.
All right, never mind.
of like little cameos from people that are playing themselves from media. There's the various Howard Stern characters in here. The sexy wolf cop.
Baba Booey.
That's Diana Prince, or also known as Darcy, the mail girl from Joe Bob Briggs' show. There are various real, characters or real people, media personalities sprinkled throughout this movie. So I would assume, that she,
especially because they ask her first and last name. I'm guessing that's why. But again, I didn't do any research on that.
Well, it's like how Sean said, "Hey, it's Cool Duder here." Like,
okay, he kind of played himself. Okay.
So we move along and we get to a complete tonal shift from the party where the Baroness is out on the street and she finds a flyer and she picks one up and she laughs maniacally. But we got to get back to the party, baby. We're back in there. And Claude is freaking out because Claude is like, I want to dance with her, right? I want to dance with Dallas. And he gets a little pep talk from Madison, the witch, and she's like, "Come on, get in there, just do your thing." So he gathers the courage, he gets in there, and he dances like a man who has never seen a dance before.
He looks ridiculous.
He's just kind of shaking his forearms a little bit. He's doing his best. But this is like the first time that she starts to feel it. She's like, I think, impressed that he came and talked to her. And she starts moving. The big baby's watching her dance. The big baby man.
Oh yeah,
I love Big Baby.
Hey, guy.
I want to drink her milkshake. I want a mommy milkshake. Mommy.
We don't have time for your shit.
We literally don't have time tonight, Joe. I think you're right.
The big baby showed up with the sexy nurse, right? And he's like, he's a pretty average looking dude. But he's trying it out. Yeah, right. I agree. But he kind of gets in trouble, right? The nurse gets pissed off. She gives him a big old nurple. And Count Claudula considers himself, that's what he calls himself. He
Yeah.
considers everything a failure. He's like, he goes back, he's like, I failed, I didn't do it. I think he was pretty successful. She was dancing with him.
she looks
called-
like she's having. I'm watching it back right now.
Yeah.
He is looking like a doofus,
Like a young Crispin Glover from Part 4.
kind of, but it is very charming.
Yeah.
He's being
And like,
very charming. She's having a good time.
and she dances with him for a while. And like, she, granted, I guess he's upset that he didn't dance to the quality he wanted to, but
I guess
it worked out. It was fine. He still got it. So then we, he considers himself a failure. We cut back to the party. We get to see, I have two white guys. I have this written down. Two white guys are acting their hearts out. One's in a cave. And one is a snake man.
Yes,
Yep.
it's these boys.
They are the cheesiest in the whole movie, and that is impressive. The mummy girl shows up. I forget her name. I wrote them down and then eventually came back for
Frankie.
the name.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Frankie shows up because they pull out the weed, but he forgot the wrapping paper. Luckily, and this is actually super clever and be a huge hit at a party. The mummy has little weed wraps in her, weed paper in her costume and offers them one. That would go over really well at a party.
Yeah, that's a
Plus,
good.
It's not like Joe Buckley pulling a wagon full of warm $1 past blue ribbons. That didn't go over well at a party.
No,
I thought you said worm Pabst Blue Ribbon.
wormed.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a special Halloween blend. But no,
Yeah.
the party, obviously, they got the golden nug, but the party is a marijuana themed party because it's called the Bud
Yes.
Bash. We find
Yeah.
out later they even have a cake for the Bud Bash.
And their very own hashtag
That's-
Bud Bash.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So it's very much a very weed centric party.
Yes. We get some more of the party goers hanging out. We see, I have written here, we see Minnie Robinson sitting next to Joe Buckley, and he asks her for her autograph, and she gives it to him, and he thanks her profusely. He keeps saying, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank
Which
you.
reminded me of the thank you, director. Thank you, director.
Thank you,
Like,
director.
Yes.
Yes, director. Yes, director. Yes, thank you. Thank yes.
And I gather that
Thank you for spanking me, director. Thank you for the spanking.
Yes.
I gather that the weird fella is part of the Howard Stern gang or something.
Universe.
Sure.
Or something of that ilk. I think he's an in-joke character. I've never seen him before, but that's what I get out of a lot of these party goers as well.
Yeah.
There are other people in other mediums. So they're
That
kind
happens a lot in this movie for me where I was like, is this this feels like
I feel
a
like I should know
reference
this
I'm not
person.
getting.
Yes.
Yeah. Like the older lady, I'm sure is she something from Howard Stern or what is she? The older lady.
Yeah,
I feel like she's supposed to be something I recognize.
Yeah, there's a woman that
Maybe it
later
was Lady
shows up.
Di. Who knows?
There's a woman that shows up later, and she's asking another party goer if she's ever scissored and all this stuff. And
Yeah.
I
Oh my
think
God.
I
I
think
love her.
she's
She was
shown
great.
up in other film stuff, or she's part
She
of
was
something.
awesome. She's everything Melissa McCarthy should be.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
She's doing the same shtick, but better.
Yes.
100%.
I laughed
Oh.
all three times I saw that scene since
Yes.
Weebies came into my life, and I've laughed heartily all three times.
Yeah.
And I do like the only downside for it is again, I did feel like I was on the outside of an in-joke. Which we
Yeah.
do with our movies a lot, where there's a
Oh,
reference
yeah.
to something, like especially Joe Buckley is referenced a lot in everything we do. And I realize how weird that is for someone who's never met Joe, because we
Yeah.
always use his first and last name. And we also reference him in relation to masturbation and weird shit.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yes.
Maybe,
So-
yeah. Like, what's that Joe Buckley doing over there? Is he
Oh.
beating off in the bushes?
Oh, what's
Uh-huh.
that joke? All right, 47 minutes, boys.
All right. So,
Right.
so we continue with the party, and they kick off the hunt. They kick off the scavenger hunt for the gold nug, and that's when the ladies are like, "Well, we better go relax until they finish the hunt." And they send everybody out into the universe to go find their stuff. And then we also see a couple other party goers sitting around. There's a lot of like goofs here that just not all of them land. Of just like people getting high, people drinking, sitting around. And I believe that is the end of my scene. Is just the ladies are getting ready, and the Baroness does show up with the board.
Yeah. And guys, this party went on forever. I was
Yes.
having fun at first. Then after like 10 minutes, I'm like, geez, can we get to more plot, please?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Considering like how short the movie is, I was kind of upset at how long the party was.
So long.
Yeah. I was like, what is going on here? It was finally, the people are like, ooh, people showed up at our party. We had a hit. So they start patting each other on the back, so to speak, cheersing some beers in their own private loft, wherever they're at. And I kind of find it odd that they sent everybody off to do the scavenger hunt for the golden Ouija or weed or whatever it was, and they didn't have any. They weren't watching after them to make sure they weren't cheating in the game or anything like that. They're just,
You can just start like ripping open couch cushions.
Yeah.
we'll leave everybody to their own devices. Whatever,
You got it.
it's
You'll
fine.
figure it out. Yeah, they're out there. I don't know.
They
And
already,
they were
got
just
their, they already got their admission.
yeah, they already got the cover charge, so they don't care at this point, and they're just excited that even more people are supposed to show up. So they're like on cloud nine, and it's at this point that boom, the voodoo priest randomly just shows up. The Baroness, bringing her fingers on the table out of nowhere. They don't know this woman; she's an absolute stranger. But they were like, okay, they don't seem that surprised that a random ass stranger just kind of comes in on them, and she shows up and she's like, well, everyone's playing the game down there. Maybe you want to play a different type of game, a real game. And they're like, lady, hashtag Bud Bash is
Monopoly.
already taken. Yeah.
Monopoly.
So she busts out of the game of life, and they find out how many children they're going to have and what their career's going to be.
14.
She's like, we need to play a game of the gods.
Yeah.
Oh,
They have girl talk. You know, imagine how much different it would be if they had girl talk. So the Baroness, with all her voodoo makeup, busts out the Ouija board. I gotta admit, guys, this is a really cool looking Ouija board.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah, I like
it's
it.
pretty sweet. Whoever put this together. So boom, Ouija board goes down. Then hard cut to two fellas dressed as a hot dog in a bun. And the stereotypical gay jokes start flying because it's a hot dog and a bun, and these guys are really hamming it up. But they're part of the scavenger hunt, so they're looking for clues. And finally,
I know what that symbolizes too, fellas.
what is it? Tell us, Joe.
So the hot dog is the weenie, but the bun is the asshole, and the hot dog ends up going into the asshole.
Thanks for
Oh.
sharing, bud. I didn't pick that
actually
up.
show it on video too, Joe.
Okay,
Yeah.
I understand.
Good job. Great effort.
Yeah.
I'm
Good
sorry. I'm sorry.
effort. No, don't apologize. You're just being who you are, and that's why we love
Get
you.
back to these pancakes, Joe. I saw you. I've been watching him struggling to open that pack of syrup for like 5 minutes now.
No. This ain't syrup.
He had some grape kush. He was flashing at the camera. That's
Oh,
syrup. That's candy,
fuck?
Joe. It's not syrup.
No.
What the fuck?
I was thinking it wasn't
What is
syrup.
that?
It's not syrup.
What is that? Is
Oh.
that a weed? Is that a?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a?
Oh,
Is that a
Jesus.
pre-roll?
Oh, nice.
We'll finish
It
that
is.
before your segment, Joe.
Okay.
Are you gonna smoke in there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yo, what a bad son you are.
I'm just blowing it. I'm blowing it
Vaping
into
it.
the rafters.
Vaping is one thing. Like it dissipates. It doesn't stink. All right, yeah, it's whatever. Fine, sure.
Got more
Smoking it
pancakes.
for real though?
It's Ouija's, Trevor. It's
I mean, hey,
Ouija's. Just let it happen.
Shut
Exactly,
the fuck
it's a
up,
special
Mods,
occasion.
Ouija's. Geraldine coming out. Yo, Ugly, what's happening down there?
Don't
All right,
fall apart my joint.
No kidding. Yeah, you're gonna fight her for it. All right, 42 minutes.
Jeez Louise. Okay, so the hot dog and the bun, they find a clue. They need to find a word, figure out a place with a word that rhymes with sanity. Like, oh, it's vanity. So they know that's where the next clue is going to be. Boom. Cut back to the Ouija board where the Claude, he thinks that this Ouija game, it's just a trick that people play. It's not for real, whatever. But they play. They start asking the Ouija board dumb questions like, would my parents be happy if I married a doctor? And will I find the love of my life? And they all mess with Claude, and it's hilarious. And ha ha ha. And then they all play together, put their hands on the Ouija at the same time with the Baroness there. And then Madison gets this weird twitch in her eyes, and she starts shaking, and her eyes turn green. And then the Ouija, or what's it called? The planchette. The
Yes.
planchette thing starts glowing green, and the board starts glowing green, and then lightning strikes from the sky, striking the party, striking Las Vegas, striking everywhere in weird CG orange and yellow. And then the planchette starts moving around on its own, and it goes to a skull on the Ouija board. And then all of a sudden, a Jamaican ghost hologram appears.
Yeah.
Which turns
Ganja
out to
ghost.
be the Ganja Ghost. And he is your stereotypical Jamaican ghost. He's got dreads, he's got big ears, he's got the big Jamaican accent, and he's a whole lot of fun, and he looks really cool. and he's just kind of floating. He's just kind of a floating head. He's always in a good mood because he's always high because he's the ganja ghost. And I don't know, what is he, like the gamekeeper? I don't really know what his role is necessarily. Besides to tell.
I mean, he lives in the board too. He lives in the board, and he's like the top symbol on the board because at the end of the movie he goes back into it. So I feel like
I think he's like Mr. Monopoly.
Yes, he's kind of like the Mr. Mr. Monopoly. He kind of keeps an eye on the gameplay, explains the rules, because we later find out that Baroness, she's just along for the ride, kind of. She's the one who shows up with the board and everything. But it's Ganja Ghost is he kind of rules the game and makes sure things are running smoothly and explains the rules to the players.
I tell you what, there wasn't enough Ganja Ghost in this movie, man.
My only issue with Ganja Ghost is not so much the performer's fault. I think it was the appliance that was placed on his mouth for the makeup. It was hard to get his diction between the accent that he was doing and the appliance on his mouth. I had to turn on some of the captioning, and I rarely ever do that.
Looks like he's decently big, so they might have only had him for a day or two.
Just because he's big?
I think everybody on the movie was for a day or two. I don't think this is big.
Why couldn't he stay on the set longer than a day, Joe?
Yeah, this wasn't the making of Doom.
He's yeah. Well, no. He's got like 50 credits. I don't know if he's been in anything like big, but
he's great. The performance is great. I just mean it was sometimes it was difficult to get some of the diction when he would really start laying on the exposition and the jokes. And I wanted to get all the jokes. I wanted to hear what Ganja Ghost had to say. So I turned on the captioning.
All our party hosts did hear what he had to say, and they didn't want to play the game anymore. And they were informed by the Ganja Ghost and the Baroness that no, they have to play the Ouija game till the end at this point where the board glows again and the Baroness yells out, yes. And the snake symbol on the Ouija board glows green, and a weird goblin lady snake thing with a blonde wig and lipstick that looks like the the woman gremlin from Gremlins 2 comes out, as we just talked about already. Her name is Goblin, and she is the girl Ouija.
I call her Smokin'.
Smokin'.
Damn it.
And then the fun continues because there is a wolf symbol on the Ouija board, and all of a sudden, arise, and it is Weed Wolf, who just kind of looks like a down on his luck mangy werewolf, or kind of looks like Weasel from Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he's got the funny eyes. It's an odd, and his face is kind of
just a mangy ass wolf.
Yeah. And I think Weed Wolf, as opposed to the other three Ouijas, which are puppets, I think Weed Wolf is a performer. I think it was a little person.
He looked full size at some points.
He's bigger. Yeah, he's bigger,
especially at the end.
Yeah, than the other Ouijas.
And then after Weed Wolf, we had another symbol on the board, and it is Greystone. And arise, and Baroness is very excited. Arise, Greystone, and Greystone arises, and he's kind of this gross little green ghouly looking thing with a bone mohawk in your stereotypical Charles Band ghouly monster type vein. And then we have is it a pig symbol on the board? Or is it a guitar? I can't remember.
I think it's a
guitar. Guitar headstock, yes. And then arise once again from Baroness. And that is no, not Hog's Breath. Motor Breath. And he is he's kind of like a version of, was it Bebop or Rocksteady the pig from Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, I don't remember which
one of them. I don't know.
Which is which? The pig one. I don't know. The pig one.
Sure.
He looks like a small, slimy version of the pig one. He's got this underbite, and he's got a red bandana and black stringy hair. So he's the rocker Ouija. And then the Baroness tells the Ouijas, go play. And they just kind of take off. They don't mess around with our party hosts at all, who have been watching this whole fucking thing come up, all these crazy monsters coming out before them, and they're just kind of taking it all in with the Ganja Ghost there. And then the Ouijas just kind of scatter and go throughout the party.
So these fucked up little party animals start riding around on one of those hotel trolley things. I was pretty sure that was my okay.
I think so. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
No, it is.
Oh, solid.
Yeah.
I want to go nice and smooth. Thank you. Thank you.
Joe, don't listen to anybody else, man. You nailed that.
Okay, thank you. I like the transition.
Real quick.
35 minutes, 45 seconds.
That's what we've done. Okay. But that's what we have left.
That's what we have left.
Oh fuck. Okay, Joe.
Ooh. So
Talk
the
fast,
Ganja
Buckley.
Ghost explains that the Ouijas can only come out on Halloween from the Ouija board. They have to catch them all before Halloween ends, or else the Ouijas will stay on Earth and they'll be trapped in the board. Frankie and Madison split up, leaving Claude and Dallas paired up, much to her disappointment. They break the Ouija piece in half to each have one. Gravestone sees some sweet-ass titties by the pool, but then somebody jumps in and splashes them, ruining his good view.
I will say real quick, and I don't want to add time. The guy who jumps in the pool, even though he's going swimming, he's dedicated to his costume, and he's got a full gimp outfit, and he's got a mask, a leather mask with studs on it.
Yeah.
And he's swimming this way. This guy.
He's committing.
Yeah, I
Commit to the bit.
stand by the
He ain't
commitment
afraid
to
of
the-
drowning.
Yeah.
That's right.
So he jumps underwater and chomps him to death, and then starts whizzing outside the pool. The two mimes are looking for imaginary clues, but can't get through the invisible door. Luckily, one of them finds the door handle, and they get free. People dressed as Blade and Pinhead from the Puppet Master films stop the Ouijas outside their elevator, but the doors close just in time before they can get in. Mohawk finds the beer, and the hot dog and bun couple find another clue. They hear Gravestone drinking, but thinks that he's just a very ugly boy getting into the Miller Lights.
Yeah, that was funny.
Thank you. Suddenly, the Ouija jumps, biting on the hot dog man's wiener. The weed wolf is rifling through people's rooms, while Goblin is choking a girl in an elevator. Gravestone is eating toilet paper next to a man shitting, but his slimy poop smells so bad that he attacks him.
It's all real. This is exactly it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is correct.
I will say though that when Gravestone attacks the guy in the wiener costume, he is disengaged. The guy's okay because they come back. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
the guy ends up being okay. But yeah, we get that goofy bit where the wieners has a monster biting his wiener, and then the guy says, "You'll be fine. You're just gonna have to be a grower, not a shower."
Uh-huh. Yeah, looks like you got a little circumcision there, pal.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, the hot nurse and the baby man run into the leads, and he announces that he made Boom Boom in his diaper. The Weed Wolf is DJing, while Mohawk is getting motorboated by some bazingas.
Yep.
I thought people might like the Big Bang Theory reference. It's been on for 10 seasons.
I mean, I don't
we
know
know you
about
like
that. All right.
we know you like the reference, Joe.
Yeah, you had a good time.
They have a dance party while the Baroness... Oh, they have a dance party with the Baroness while the Ganja Ghost appears in the fireplace. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay, yeah.
No, that's it. Okay,
Well
good.
There's a lot of crazy monsters. This is some of the meat of this movie. It's just a lot of fun. Again, Joe covered it really good. You have to see it. You have to be there.
I chomped through
anyway,
that meat
yeah.
just like it was my salami sandwich.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. A lot of sloppy goofs and monsters doing monster shit like you'd expect. And the movie delivers, where it's supposed to, especially in that segment.
So one of the hard rock Ouija is doing the valet. That was funny to me. He says, "Can't drive 55," and then he takes the
yeah.
car for a joyride. Hilarious comedy, perfect.
Esque.
Yeah.
They couldn't. Obviously they can't afford. I can't.
I can't afford it, but that's fine.
An approximation, which was just as fun.
Yeah. Back at the party, there's some more dancing. Cage guy eats a banana. Wolfman is humping a statue, and the vampire twins spot the lady gremlin. Dallas, the lady vampire lead, grabs Lady Gremlin's or Lady Ouija's tentacle thing and gets like cum on
She
her
gets
hand, for lack of a
slimed,
better
yeah.
phrase. Yeah, it's a white sticky looking substance. Then we cut to the Ouija's, or one of them is playing like piano in a piano bar.
Oh yeah.
And he's got like sunglasses and it's all like real chill. And like, yeah, this is kind of cool. I like this. This is also
Look,
kind of funny.
You can't do a goofy monster movie with little monsters doing monster shit and not have a scene where at one point one of the monsters is wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them's classy or one of them's cool. Either way,
Doing it right.
maybe both. Yeah. Another one is up on another statue and it's like grabbing its boobs. I don't know. They're horny for statues.
Oh, yeah.
I've
I've seen some slutty statues in my day. I don't blame them.
Yeah, sure. The big baby and the nurse meet up outside the bathroom and decide to go skinny dipping. But one of the Ouija's attacks, and two of the main girls, Mummy and Witch, kind of come up and stab it with the planchette thing, and it goes back into the board.
Yeah.
The baby starts to cry and runs away. It was like on him, like attacking him, but he's okay. So they've got one in the board. Hooray!
Three to go.
One of the lady Ouija ensnares a party goer. Then I have written down the vampire twins walk past bad CG flames and find a dead clown being eaten by a wolfman Ouija outside.
Yeah, Weed Wolf got the munchies and he's eating a guy's brain.
Yeah, I get it. Lady Ouija has fucked / killed someone in a hotel room. It's kind of unclear. We see like them go into the hotel room and then we see like another scene.
Yeah.
And we go back and we see like some feet rubbing together, and then we see her little tentacle come out of the bed too. So okay, she's in there. And then we see like housekeeping. Oh, we just passed 30 minutes left, by the way. Sorry.
Okay.
Then but like housekeeping was coming in. They went and ran, and it's gross. And they're
And
dead.
why is housekeeping here? Just doesn't.
I don't.
Look.
Yeah, that's another. If this was a regular episode, I'd want a whole
Right.
20 minute discussion on. Okay, is the hotel open
Right.
or not?
They rented the whole
Is
damn
there
thing.
staff?
Yeah.
We don't have time to discuss. Maybe that'll be our bit for the award
They
show.
were
in
blind. They
fucking
got
January.
that through a favor or something.
Yeah.
The whole thing
Yeah.
was
She
I
a
fucked
don't know.
one guy, and that was able to get a whole hotel.
And
That's what it
maybe,
seemed like.
You know what? Maybe that's it. The mummy meets up with the other gals, but they scare off the werewolf. Oh yeah, they were like, "Oh hey, we're here," and then the wolf one is like, "Bye," and just runs away. And they're like, "You fucking idiot! We almost had it."
Weed Wolf. I tell you this. I'll talk about
Oh,
Weed.
Weed Wolf. Sorry,
He
I didn't know anything's in this.
Weed Wolf, and maybe because he's got more size on him than the other three.
Yeah.
He as soon as he can, he gets the hell out of that hotel, and he's like, fuck, dude, I'm in Las Vegas. Because who knows where that Ouija board goes every year? Who knows?
Oh yeah,
It's in Vegas
no idea.
this year, so Weed Wolf is going to take
Yeah.
advantage of that. He gets on a trike, old tricycle.
Yeah, so the next like 5 minutes of my section is the Weed Wolf finds like a pink trike and heads off and rides down the strip, the Vegas Strip.
It's amazing.
I was
It's
jealous
amazing.
of Dallas Weed
But you
Wolf.
forget,
Oh,
man,
dude,
Weed Wolf.
awesome.
Weed Wolf is a new Ouija. He's the freshest Ouija, so he's wild. This
Yeah.
is his first time out of the board, man. So he's experiencing
get
life
it.
as a Ouija for the first time. It's
I'm reminded-
invigorating.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of Brain from Skin Deep.
Yes. So the mimes walk in on the Lady Ouija watching I put down Reefer Madness. It's not Reefer Madness, but it might as well be. It's some sort of, hey kids, if you smoke weed, your brain's gonna explode.
You're gonna turn into like
it's
me.
fun. It's real.
You're gonna be
It's
exactly
a
like me.
photo.
Oh
It's
yeah, this is not
it's a real-
this is not like a goofy thing
Yeah.
they made. This is very clearly from like the, I want to say 70s, maybe
Yeah,
early
yeah,
80s.
It looked like.
Yeah. They so they but
Yeah.
when they go in there, they see the monster and they scream, but they're mimes, so it's all like it's funny. They're not actually
I love the
screaming.
mime stuff so much.
It's
They're so
great,
committed.
hilarious. I'd love to see more of them. It gave me nice it reminded me of Mr. Bean. Meanwhile, the leads drive through stock footage of the Vegas Strip as they look for the Weed Wolf. Punk Rock Bill and Ted find another clue inside of a chapel. I have written down with a question mark. They start to read the clue, but put down Mr. Rock and Roll. The rock and roll Ouija, Sammy Hagar Ouija, appears and shreds all the way to hell and back, baby, and is like just fucking shredding like crazy.
Dude,
and they're going
I
nuts.
love it so much because you got the Motor Breath puppet, but then there's real hands that are done in makeup that are doing all the fretwork on the guitar, and it's so
It's
good.
awesome. He's got bottles of Jack Shit whiskey on his
My
amp.
favorite.
Hilarious. Joe's, a Buckley staple. Bill and Ted shred and headbang until their heads explode, literally explode.
Yeah, a little bit of CGI. That's okay, fellas.
Yeah, it looked like last week's episode where that lady's head blew up off screen. The mummy and the witch walk in, but plug their ears with mummy wrappings. So her wrappings are not only for rolling, but they're for stuffing your ears too, apparently.
Yeah.
Mummy
Emergency
goes in,
tampon.
oh, Lord, Joe.
Smoke your blunt.
Joe's sitting here with
Old
a little,
man,
like a
5
fancy little boy, like a little old lady with his.
Joe looks like everybody's
My
great
weed.
aunt with a Virginia Slim smoking.
Y'all talking about the Ouija's down there?
Hey, I remember. Hey, I used to be on a podcast. You know, you like podcasts?
It's like every Illinois Valley great aunt right now. Joe, that's Joe.
There he is. There she is. Oh, so the mummy can't is immune to the rock and roll powers because she's got her ears stuffed. So she grabs a bottle of that jack shit whiskey and pours it into the amp. That causes, of course, science to happen, and the Ouija is electrocuted. Then the witch stabs him with the thing, with the planchette thing. Yep, thank you. What's a Jamaican man I have written? What's his name?
Ganja Ghost.
Ganja Ghost.
Ganja Ghost.
I was like, I don't know, Jamaican man. I don't know his name. He says it's 11:38. Haha, remember Star Wars? In addition to a ticking clock. Wolf.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Donald Pleasance where?
I guess we forgot to mention that they have till midnight to collect all the Ouija's and put them back in the board.
Yeah.
That's pretty
And
important.
it's 11:38.
They should open this thing up around breakfast. Let me tell you, at
I'm
9:40.
saying, yeah, I know. Hey, we got a ticking clock too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Makes sense.
we just hit 24 minutes left.
Guys, Roddy's gonna stay in purgatory, and we're going in the Ouija board.
That's right. Oh fuck. Weed.
What is
Wolf.
Joe's Ouija name gonna be?
Big stink.
I was gonna say something with stink.
Bowl cut.
Bowl cut ain't bad. Big. Honestly, we got two hitters right there. Wolf
Two
Man
hitters
keeps
could be
writing-
one as well, but go ahead.
Two hitters. Keeps
roll
riding
my
his bike.
own.
The vampires can't find him. They go through more blue screen footage. Mummy and witch run into the lady Ouija who tries to strangle the witch with her tentacle. Yep, he's still riding that bike. The vampires can't find him. Oh, look, no, he's at Fremont Street. And that's the end of my thing.
Woo, all right, here we go.
Well
Bring
done.
up the rear.
All right, 23:15 left. Let's go.
Oh, my microphone. Okay.
Oh, Jesus, just talk.
Can you
It's
hear me?
okay.
Okay, here we go.
Yes. Yeah, we're good.
All right, so Dallas and Claude look high. They look low. They look higher because it's a weed movie. They eventually
Hey.
corner Weed Wolf in an alley. Claude distracts Weed Wolf with his cape, doing a bullfighter bit. Weed Wolf ends up running headfirst into the dumpster, knocking himself cold. Dallas is impressed, and she kisses Claude. Then she realizes that she dropped her half of the planchette at some point. So they pick up the unconscious Weed Wolf, and they head back to the hotel. Going back to the hotel, there's some comedy bits that you can laugh at if you watch the movie. But most importantly, Madison and Frankie. There's some good characters, but we don't have time to talk about them.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know what to call these guys. But Madison and
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Frankie see that the Ouija board is getting active. It's glowing. It's vibrating. There's like a little green tornado growing out of it because they are so close to midnight. Ganja Ghost shows up and starts taunting them, reminds them you only have 4 minutes left. At that moment, Dallas and Claude run in with the unconscious Weed Wolf, and they grab the other guy's half of the planchette, put Weed Wolf on the board, boom, and send him into the board. Madison and Frankie then admit, Goblin is out there. We didn't get her. We're probably gonna be stuck in the board. Then at that moment, Bun and Wiener show up, and they're bitching about the scavenger hunt, even though the fact that the guy Wiener was just attacked by a monster. They are still more worked up about the scavenger hunt because they want
It's
that
the
gold-
ultimate strain.
They want that golden nug.
Yeah, they want to fly, like Claude said it'll make them do. So they barge in and they're bitching about the clues, and they're saying these clues suck, and how do we find the end? And Madison says the clue meant this, but whatever, fuck it, here you go. And she hands them the golden nug. But as they're marveling at it, it is suddenly snatched away by Goblin, and she's being held.
And
by
that's not cool.
No.
No.
Goblin is being held by Baroness. Baroness explains why she does this game every Halloween. She says that that it's Halloween, so the night belongs to the Ouija's, and one day the Ouija's will gather strength, and there'll be many Ouija's, and they'll basically take over the world, and she will be their ruler. So that is why she does this constantly. She also must be immortal in her own right, because she was there.
Yeah.
No different. Goblin then takes a hit off the golden nug, and she gets so fucking high that she floats on a tornado of green weed smoke. She floats above the board, much to the Baroness's horror. The board then gets all worked up, and the green weed smoke mixes in with the board's regular green monster stuff, CG, and Goblin and the Baroness are both sucked into the Ouija board. And the gang is safe. They got everybody in the board before midnight. Claude and Dallas then make out. Ganja Ghost is pleased with everything. He just had a great time playing. He says, you know what? Don't worry, guys. The Ouijas will be back next year. Who knows when? Who knows how? But they'll be back. And then he goes into the board, which is where he lives. The gang then splits to go get a drink someplace else, leaving the wiener and the bun alone. They kind of look down at the Ouija board. It's like they're going to touch it. Are they going to touch it? And then boom, Ganja Ghost pops out and goes, boo, gives them one last scare, has a good hearty laugh, and tells us to have a happy Halloween. Then we get the credits, an awesome end credit song, an in-loving memory credit to the late John Carl Buechler, who created so many great little monsters for the Full Moon films, including Ghoulies and Troll, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And there you have it. Ouija's Halloween Night. On a scale from malevolent to benevolent, I'm going to the first person I see, Trevor. What say you?
Right. A hoot. I did really like it. I think a lot of it was that it was instantly silly and instantly you just knew what it was immediately, and it's very short, so it doesn't weigh what am I saying? Wear out its welcome. Yeah, I love the Ouijas. I love how weird they look. Yeah, I don't know. I like this movie a lot. I feel like if you want to watch something just light and silly, this is probably as good as anything else. And if you don't like it, it's barely an hour, so you'll be fine. Zach, tell me about Ouija's Halloween Night.
So I wish that I could say benevolent because this movie's stupid. It's fun.
I'm sorry. Benevolent from me. I never officially said benevolent.
But I'm right on the other side. I'm like right there. I can see benevolent. I can touch benevolent, but I am malevolent on it just because I feel like there are some things like the music to me is so I get it. It's just the background, but it was distracting to me. I'm like, this is bad music because it's just the same shit playing throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
And I kind of want I want to see people die, more people than that we care about. I want to see these things accidentally. Like, I love that the one kills the guys with the guitar by just playing guitar. Like, I want to see more people accidentally being killed by what these Ouijas are up to.
Right.
I don't know. I think that would have pushed it into benevolent for me. It's just barely malevolent, but for me,
you stretch your arm.
I can see it
right there across.
It's right there. It's so close.
Zach, come here, Zach.
Unfortunately, I'm right here. I'm right over on this side. Unfortunately, but I promise. There are definitely parts of this movie where I would get a plane ticket and go visit. The deep benevolent territory, but. For me, it's just I'm right there on the other side. The housing market over here is a lot cheaper. So
yeah, Zach, I may not be able to carry the ring, but I can carry you.
Yes. All right. With that being said, Joe, what do you got?
Let me tell you, if you got any kind of a movie with little green monsters running around, big green leaves of ganja, I'm going benevolent. I can't deny that. So I wish there would have been a little bit more blood, maybe some sweet titties, and maybe a butt.
Hey.
Yeah, that'd have been nice.
All right. Yeah, sure.
The Joe Buckley checklist of quality.
Some titties, some weed, maybe a butt. I don't know. Joe, can we get a snack update? Did you kill it all?
I'm eating some of these sandwich. Dark chocolate espresso beans now.
Another thing.
I've been keeping track. He's on his second monster. I think his first blunt, but his second monster. In addition to the sandwich and the pancakes.
You had the sandwich, you had the pancakes, you had 1.5, we'll say so far, monsters. Now you're going to espresso beans, you called it. Oh, I'm sorry, a rock star in the mix. And you had at least a couple of hits off of that blunt you had.
Yeah, about a third of a blunt.
You pre-gamed with some of the vape.
Yeah.
I ate half a weed brownie.
All within the shortest episode ever.
Too.
Yeah.
like an hour and 10 minutes since we started recording, or since we at least logged on. And Joe's
God, those edibles aren't going to kick in until we're done.
Oh, yeah.
Forget that Joe's body is still going through the trauma of his car accident. It's only been a month, maybe. And,
Yeah.
and the healing process.
month tomorrow.
That is not the nutritional needs.
Listen. Weed is like medicine. Weed is medicine now, and I am like Wolverine. I'm like Old Man Logan. I got adamantium bones and a healing factor.
I gotta shut up. It can be used as medicine for something completely different.
It's not for bone growth, though, Joe. You need to get those bones.
It's not.
Those
You
fractures
can't
fixed
fucking
together.
power up. Oh, I'm gonna get into a fight. Let me power up. That way, I'll be extra strong. No, it's not how it works. Whatever. Sean, what do you think of
Holy
weed
shit.
cheese?
Holy shit. Okay, so here's the deal. I was really excited going into this, and it's Ryan's pick, and you get, like I said, you get Charles Band, you get Crazy Monster doing little Crazy Monster shit, and then it started, and I was like, God, this fucking blows.
Yeah. For a bit.
These characters come out, you get this bland set, this cheesy ass music, and party and this dancing. Now, I love that it's set on Halloween. I love all the costumes. I love the festiveness. It puts me in the spirit. I'm all about it. I'm wrapped up in it. But then nothing happens for like 20 minutes. It's just random bad dancing and in jokes that I didn't get. And I was like, God, this is malevolent. But then something happened when that Ouija board was sat down by the Baroness, and those little Ouijas, those ghouls and those goblins started popping out of there, and you got the weed wolf and you got motor breath, and those little bastards endeared themselves to me. They really did. They really did. And at that point, then I was all in, and it just kind of like became a different movie from that point on. And I was just like, man, I was along for the ride. And I love the Ganja Ghost. I love the Ganja Ghost. And I don't know if that was like a repurposed mask from somewhere, but man, I love the hell out of that thing. And I want to see some more of it. I really do. And I got to give Ouija's bonus points too, because Ryan, you know that I love more than anything a theme song to
Absolutely.
a movie that features the name of the movie. And God bless Tyler for letting me be part of my own with Grace's Room. It is always one of my dreams.
Hell yeah.
To make one of those songs. And I got to do that. And any movie that has its own theme song, no matter how good or bad, I already give a few extra points to. So 100%, man. I gotta go. Benevolent.
Good.
I'm in.
Good.
It was just a fun ride. It's just a fun, weird ride.
I think it's
Man, what are you doing? It's the weed wolf. Magic Ghost is
Oh no, the weed wolf is coming to
Oh
get
my
Ryan.
God.
What
Ryan,
we at
Ryan,
time?
okay, Ryan.
offer him a hit, and he'll calm down.
Yeah.
What's the time, Trevor?
Ryan,
We
it's
got time,
okay.
we got time,
We have
right?
12 minutes.
Okay,
It's-
we got time.
we got 12 minutes. We're good.
All right.
And you're the only thing left.
All right, Jesus.
well, I'm in the benevolent camp, of course, with this one.
Oh, of course.
But I tell you, I've fallen out of favor with Full Moon over the last probably 10 or 15
Yeah.
years. I felt for a long time that they've kind of gone this kind of cheaper trauma route, making evil bong after Ginger Dead Man, and they're fun and all, but I've always felt like, where's the glory from the 90s where you did the Subspecies movies and the first few Puppet Master movies? And I've been tuned out of Full Moon of the last 10 years. So I was incredibly skeptical, period. Looking at this, I was like, oh, they're still doing these weed comedy horror movies. But it fit the bill. I said, what the hell? It's short. I'll give it a go. And I felt very much like Sean in the first 10 or 15 minutes. I was enjoying myself just because of the goofs and everything. And it was weird and loose and it was bright. And I thought, this could be fun to talk about. But I was like, where the fuck are the Ouija's other than the opening scene? And I was getting real irritated. And finally they did show up and it was the same sort of thing. I was on board 100%. And I watched it twice since. I will probably revisit it again next year around Halloween or the year after, because it put me in a good mood. It's funny, it's goofy. It's not trying to be anything it isn't. It's a party movie. It's something you have on. If you have a Halloween party and you want some funny shit in the background, just for people to stop every now and go, what the fuck is that? But still stay within the Halloween vibe. Throw on Ouija's. It's on. Throw it on. Just let it play.
Yeah. Oh, you came out, Ryan. Your little wiener popped out.
You finally came out. I'm so appreciative of you, Ryan.
It's okay. We still got it. But yeah, I mean, Ryan couldn't be more right. Like, yeah, if you've got a party going, this is it.
It's great eye candy.
Put this in there.
You know what I liked about this movie too? Like, it wasn't because, I'm not a weed guy. I'm not into weed culture. I don't really think that shit's funny. Like Evil Bong, that's like, whatever, you know what I mean?
No.
But like, it's not really heavy-handed with that, even though it's called Ouija's. You know?
Yeah, I expected more of that. You get it all up front. Like, all right, there's a weed party. There's there's a golden nug. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
and then that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Sean was saying, a lot of the weed stuff in it you could take that out. Like the golden nug could be any MacGuffin, any prize that these characters are after. The monsters themselves imbibe a little bit, but they don't have to. They could drink beer. They're just as excited playing the guitars and humping statues as they are with any weed.
I was gonna say, if you took out like a couple, like the weed stuff, the little bit of side nudity, and like the blood head kill, this could be like a little Gremlins ripoff for like kids.
If you take out the
it's
sexual
really-
innuendo, also, I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot of sex jokes. We didn't cover those because those are jokes you'll see. You'll have to be there. There's a lot of one-liners. If you take out the section, there isn't a lot of violence. And that was why Zach didn't like it as much because yes, this is a very violent movie. This is more along the lines of a Gremlins, where it's mischievous. They do kill a few times, but it's more. It's not that kind of movie. It's a mischievous Gremlins knockoff type of thing vibe. And I was surprised at how little blood and really how little profanity. There really isn't a lot of bad words. There's a lot of sexual innuendo. So there you have it, man. Ouija's Halloween Night, wrapping up our second annual Hunt for Bad October. And if you've been with us for the entire time, the highs and lows. Sean, I have to ask you, have you dived into Spaceship Terror yet?
No, I'm waiting till the last absolute minute.
Yeah, I when we watched that, all I kept thinking in my mind was, "Oh, thank God I got Ouija's." I remember thinking, if nothing else, at least we're going to end with some silly, chill, fun, goofy crap as opposed to this awful, soul crushing Spaceship Terror.
Yeah, what a trip a roller coaster ride this whole series has been.
That's the power of the Hunt.
That's right. Last year, I feel like they were all kind of the same, cut from the same cloth almost. They didn't stray too far. I feel like a lot of them we liked generally.
Yeah.
I don't know that we had a big stinker.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything.
We had a couple this year.
We were really upset
I don't
about.
know. The hammer. The sledge
The hammer.
Yeah,
but we still had a good time with Sledgehammer.
Yeah, but that was still not Spaceship Terror. Like you might have been bored with Sledgehammer or been like, "This is stupid. This sucks. Hate watching this."
But
you
it's
didn't feel
a
bad.
different kind of thing.
Yeah. You didn't feel
It's
dirty.
different.
No.
No.
At least I don't think so. But
No.
Yeah.
There's nothing as foul in that.
it really was foul. There you have it, everybody. The end of the second annual Hunt for Bad October. We got through the title. How many more minutes do we have left?
We've got 7 minutes.
Ooh.
still.
I don't want to push
So,
our luck,
I mean-
but if there's anything anyone would like to add, we do have a few minutes as we wrap up the hunt.
I don't think I have anything. Zach, Sean, Joseph.
How you
Not
feel
really.
about the thing so far?
Let me tell you,
I've
I'm
been
nice
having a
and
good time.
high.
I'm very you're fucking high as a kite. We can see it. You
Oh,
fucking Cheech over here. No, I really liked this one. Even I'm kind of glad we had a couple of stinkers.
Yeah.
I because I feel like the movies that we actively dislike make for pretty good episodes.
Yeah.
And I just listened to Rectuma, and that was a lot of fun to listen to that too. I'm really excited to listen to this series.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all about all I have. So hopefully we have successfully, we won't know yet until the awards ceremony, but hopefully we've been successful in freeing Roddy, because that is ultimately the main goal of the 2021 Hunt, is to free Roddy from his purgatory, his sledgehammer purgatory.
Right.
And hopefully we've done it. I don't know.
I think so.
Prison.
I'm feeling good.
I don't want a fat kid in purgatory to kick him a couple times, ruin his nice
You
pumpkin
mean-
head.
I kind of wish that when, most people get mush mouth when they smoke, I was hoping that Joe would be like, well,
Oh.
fellas, I don't know about you, but Roddy might not be doing
Super
so. Like, I just wish.
I'm afraid we won't be able to save our pumpkin friend.
Something tells me Roddy might be in a little bit of trouble. Hey, anyway, back to you, Ryan. Like, I really wanted that out of a high Joe.
That's a sticky wicket.
Joe, give us,
Can,
Joe,
can
give
we
us
go
your
back to
best.
the weather girl now?
Let's give us your best stereotypical news guy right now.
Okay.
Give us an update on Roddy in Purgatory.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm coming to you live, folks, from the bowels of hell to go meet our pumpkin-headed friend. Mr. Roddy, how have you been doing? And what do you know about the Iran-Contra affair?
Look at Joe's dead eyes right now. Like, he got so close to the camera earlier, and his eyes are just, look at him. Look at him. You better keep those things open.
It's fucking black.
Look at that. Ugh. It's like looking into a shark that's been that was partially eaten by a whale and has been rotting on the side of the beach.
Well, let me tell you.
Right now, Roy Scheider's trying not to puke. Looking at you.
Let me tell you, that shark got into a little crate of weed cookies before he got eaten.
Okay, with the weed, we're aware.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to wrap things up. Thanks, everybody, for joining us for the hunt, and we'll see you next year for the hunt. I mean, come back for a regular show,
Yeah,
of course,
well,
but-
I mean, we'll probably have an episode out soon.
Yeah.
No, where'd it cut out? No.